I mean, that's what I thought you meant. And I mean, that makes complete sense to me. I
Yeah.
just didn't understand if that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
What about, we saw you get in this argument with Cynthia. I know you guys are great now. You basically said
Cynthia had kept her had kept her word, and I was okay with that. But the fact was, when I was thinking about maybe voting her out, she wanted me to vote for her. But now you want me to keep my word to you, to her. I mean, to not keep my word to you other people, but keep my word to you. And I can't do that. So I think it was just a misunderstanding. And she was, I saw her talking about she's going through menopause. Maybe she got excited, but I was trying to tell her something that was going on, but I couldn't tell her because other people were around that weren't in our clique, and I was afraid that if they heard it, they would change their roles, start doing something. This is when I thought that I was in the Misha and Todrick clique. But come to find out, I was a floater. That's what I was. So I'm finding all this out now of who they said I was, which is absolutely terrible. Misha and me had talked about it. We had made a situation together, and then all of a sudden it's all Todrick and nothing of me. And like I said, had I known that, and they're lucky I didn't, because I'd known that, I would have put them both on the block, me and Carson. I'd have put one on the block when Carson would have put two of those on the block, would have got one out. And then next round, I'd have put two more on the block, would have got the other one out.
Right.
They played it smart in that way, in that regard. So
do you think Misha, once she kind of watches everything and reads all this, do you think she is going to wake up, or she's ride or die?
I think that she's drinking too much of Todrick's Kool-Aid. So I don't know if she'll ever wake up. I hope she does, but I doubt it.
Interesting. Well, no, when you were going head to head with Cynthia, I was like, have you ever watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta? Cynthia can throw down.
I never saw it. No, never saw it. I don't watch reality. That's why.
Listen, you're better off not watching it.
Oh, really?
Well, I know. I mean, The Real Housewives of Atlanta is great. There's just a lot of reality that will suck you in, and you will be like Big Brother, in Housewives. And I watch it all, but I'm just saying, if you want to have a life and have balance in your life, exactly. You won't have it anymore, because look at Big Brother and what it just did to us. And we were, do you have any major regrets from this whole time?
No, I have no major regrets at all. None.
If you got a call, we're going to do Celebrity Big Brother All Stars of past, would you go back?
I don't know. I would have to think about it. They would have to definitely double my money if I'm going to go in there and torture myself. If I'm going to go in there and torture myself for another, 30 or 27 days. Oh, that'd be a lot more money on the table to get me to go in there and do that craziness.
Well, now that you're a known quantity and people like you, maybe they will for an All-Stars version.
Woo! I would do it, but I'd be nervous.
What about, listen, you're in the CBS family now. Would you ever do, if you got a call and the money were right, Survivor, Amazing Race?
If the money was right, definitely. Yeah.
See, I mean, well, even though you didn't know who a lot of the people were, Cynthia was certainly starstruck by you. She knew exactly who you were. Which was great. Was any part of your going in the house based on, I know Todrick didn't know in the beginning who you were and what you're talking about, Willis, was that a factor of let me show this whole new generation of what classic TV is and
Well, I think a lot of those people would know me from Everybody Hates Chris or World's Dumbest, because that was on, very recently.
Totally.
But I don't know if Todrick was even telling the truth. You know what I mean? How many Black people in entertainment business don't know other Black people? Come on. It's a load. If you're you're really a television, or you're in the business that you're actually a star and you work in this business, of course you know each other, so I don't know. Todrick makes up so much stuff and says stuff. Who knows when he's telling the truth? You know what I mean? I don't know. You just don't know. You need if you can have a polygraph, just put it on him and find out when he's telling the truth now, or he's lying right now. That's what he definitely needs, a polygraph.
Interesting. And I never thought of that, but you're right. If you're in the business and you're Black, I mean, I would imagine Diff'rent Strokes. Of
course. And you also know, Everybody Hates Chris, and because Chris Rock was doing that, and you probably know World's Dumbest.
Right. Especially since those are more recent. Everybody Hates Chris is recent. I mean, how could you not know what that is?
Of course.
When you look back on your time on Diff'rent Strokes, way back at the beginning of your career, I know you did some acting before that, but does that seem like yesterday to you? Do you have vivid memories?
It was a long time ago. I mean, I was in Roots and Little House on the Prairie, and those were a really long time ago. I remember doing what's that? Which airline? United Airlines commercial. Oh my God, that was 74, 73.
Wow.
73, and that was, and I think that like, what I explained to Todrick is like, that nice car you drive now in the San Fernando Valley, you need to thank me because I'm the one that took getting pulled over all the time, at gunpoint and all that stuff. I had to go through all that and then wind up going after them to make them stop. So say thank you because I'm the one that had to take the torture,
Did he understand like what you were trying to say?
Todrick only understands what he wants to understand and just himself. He's good at understanding himself. That's about it, I think.
Right.
And I have no ill regards against the guy. I just think that what he did was terrible, and then, hearing what they said about me, is terrible, I mean, there's a lot of things I could have said about that guy, but I didn't, because it's wrong. It's wrong to me to go out and just, you can tell the truth like what I'm doing now, but it's wrong to go out and just tell vicious lies about people and just, it's, to me, that's not a part of the game. The game is not lying on someone. The game is just trying to work your way around it and see what you can do by getting around them and getting them out, getting people to help you vote, but not telling vicious lies. Because to me, that's a shortcut. You know what I mean? I could have went around telling vicious lies, on both of them, but I didn't because it's just wrong. I played the game, the best way I could and try to get there and try to win. I got to the final four, but I knew in 7 days before that I was done. When I started seeing when I had all my allies was going, I was like, I'm done. I'm going to be out soon. I knew that.
And to your point, like once someone's out of the house, there's no gameplay now. Now it's just a different.
Yeah,
they're gone. Like you have beat them up to this point.
Yeah.
What are some of the what sticks out as like a highlight of a memory from Diff'rent Strokes to you? Like just as like one or two.
Probably the biggest highlights is having Muhammad Ali on the show, and the show we had with Nancy Reagan. Those are big highlights.
Those are some pretty big people to have as guest stars.
Yeah.
There's so much talk now about like diversity and inclusion. You look at like Shondaland and like Ryan Murphy and but Diff'rent Strokes. I mean, it was two Black leads.
Oh yeah, and they hadn't had that in a while. Besides, Good Times had a bunch of them, but it wasn't the type of show that ours was. Ours was a very mainstream crossover show.
So, I mean, do you think it's kind of like, look, I mean, all these shows are great, and I think TV is so diverse now, and it's come so far. But like in a way, it was Diff'rent Strokes kind of ahead of its time. I mean, it was a huge hit.
I think it definitely was, but I also think that we're so far ahead, but we're also so far behind. We're both a little bit of both. So far ahead, so far behind. And I think that it's going to take people sticking together to change, the way television should be viewed and the way television should be seen. I think that it's important that we remember that, if they don't have to give you a job, they won't. And that's what you have to remember. So we have to make opportunities and jobs for ourselves. I mean, look at why the music business is so huge now. The hip hop music. Look what they've done. They've been able, because they don't need somebody to back them. They can go sell their album on the internet. They don't need nobody. And they can make millions of dollars that way. So, most reason why most companies get involved because they want to get a part of the money, and the key is, you can't really go sell movies out your trunk. You know what I mean? Because how are you going to view it? You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't view it, so you're not going to sell that out your trunk. So I think that the movie and television thing they kind of have wrapped up right now, but I think eventually it'll be open for everyone. I think anybody who wants to watch.
Do you remember like when you were on Diff'rent Strokes, like when you say like it was so far behind, even though it's partly ahead, like, do you remember feeling that like this is just an opportunity that it's a hit?
I knew it was an opportunity to change America, to help change a part of America. I think that when people realize that we're all human, doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are, what sexual orientation you have, we're all human beings. And the fact of the matter is things are changing. It's 2021. But it doesn't seem like it's changing. It is, but then you see something and it pulls you back like, wow, why did that happen in 2021, or 2022, sorry. But you still get nervous about it. You just want to make sure that we should start viewing each other as Americans. Americans first, human beings second, but Americans. We should be trying to protect Americans. But we spend so much time worried about other stuff or, doing bad stuff and listening to bad people that I think that it's destroying what America really stands for.
And just be kind to people, like to your point. I mean, people have gotten so nasty